last year. We've had numerous private conversations and planned a few activities which will bear fruit later on. So we are in sync on lots of issues, and I'm delighted that we are sharing this stage. Hindus have no problem offering mutual respect, which says, I respect you even though I don't practice your faith, but I want you to respect me. But the issue I have come across in other interfaith, and would like your opinion, is that somehow being branded kafir puts us at a disadvantage in any such conversation. And the idea that if I worship in form, I'm considered an idolater, and so on and so forth. One can come up with a long list of such obstacles. And these are, so my question is, are these because they are in the Quran, or is the Quran being misinterpreted? And is it possible for the Muslim community today to reform itself on its posture towards Hindus in these matters?
Greetings. Greetings and peace be upon you all. Firstly, it's my absolute pleasure to be here in India. It's been long overdue. Thank you. Thank you. And I really hope that this is just the beginning of all the good we can do together and the peace we can spread and peace we can establish. Islam brands itself as an Abrahamic religion. And Abrahamic religions from the very beginning have always rejected idols. Along with that, we need to keep in mind, and I am Arab, therefore I can say this with some authority, the Arabs without a religion are troublemakers. Without a religion, their culture was very hard to deal with. So now we've got a religion, and with so many schools of thought within this religion, everybody who is human is trying to interpret the words of God. This is where we find that everybody is trying to interpret something based on their own desires, based on their own politics, based on their own fantasies. I do understand that you might have difficulties because you are branded kafir, which means disbeliever. But if you take a look at every other religion, I think that is very common. The Christians look at both of us and say, you're not going to be saved. So in other words, we're also kafir, disbelievers in their books. I think in order for us to achieve peace is to first understand that we are both human beings before we are religious people. What makes us good is the fact that we're human. I respect you because you're a human being. If you were an atheist, if you were a Christian, I would still love you because I love that humanity in you. So my idea is that religion came to serve humanity, to enhance that humanity and allow us to live that humanity. And basically that's what I wish to preach. The human aspect of it. If I can accept you as a human and you can accept me as a human, then there's no need for me to change you in order for me to accept you. And that's why interfaith succeeds, when we both agree to be who we are and still live in peace.
Yes, so we as individuals have no problem. And you expressed your personal faith very nicely. But there's also an official, doctrinal, institutionalized Islam, very formally organized, the Sunni side, the Shiite side, and so on. So if you were to address the same question, not from a personal faith point of view, but from the point of view of the world of Muslims, which is a very large community with a lot of institutions, so how would you address it from their point of view in terms of their ability to offer mutual respect to people like us and to reconsider their idea of a kafir, and to reconsider the idea that Darul Islam the Nation of Islam, supersedes all man-made countries and therefore demands loyalty overarching the loyalty to your local country. And that is the principle of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, and even in the previous centuries, India has been a victim of a huge amount of invasions based on that premise. So yes, you and I are fine, but what about the rest of the people, which is like the most of the people out there?
I think the easiest way to untangle all of this is to try and point a finger at a group that really hates both of us.
Okay.
So if we take a look at the Saudi Arabian or Pakistani brand of Islam, I'm Muslim, but I don't belong in Pakistan. I'm Muslim, Shia, I don't belong in Iran. So I think they don't like me, let alone liking you. So definitely they're not gonna like me. Okay.
Right.
Whereby if me and you were to walk down a street in Dubai, or to walk down a street in Kuwait, or the Sultanate of Oman, which are countries that are formed by a Muslim majority, Muslim rulers, Muslim majority, the same beheading in Saudi Arabia is frowned upon in Oman, in Dubai, in Kuwait. So clearly, not only is there hope for the Muslim nation, but there is a living reality of peaceful, tolerant Muslim societies only because they don't function based upon a Islamic theocracy. So I think the majority of us here can establish this idea that Muslims are neighbors, neighboring countries, but they disagree with each other when it comes to applying laws onto other human beings. Dubai, for example, builds temples, it builds synagogues, it builds churches with Muslim grants, Muslim money grant, and you know the significance of the Muslim treasury in every country, the Baytul Mal, when they give. I think for us to answer the question as to how are we going to be accepted by the extremist, I don't want the extremists to accept me. I'd be very worried if the extremists accepted me. In fact, I'm honored that they will not accept me. So the way around this is to have a strong security and to live your life peacefully with the Muslims who are peaceful in Dubai and Oman and Kuwait and so on and so forth. Because I like to be very realistic in these issues. I'm not gonna waste 10 years of my life hoping the Mufti of Mecca is gonna be a human being. He looks human, but if he doesn't want to act human, I'm not going to waste my life. I move on. Plenty of other communities willing to accept a reform of their societies and their communities, and that's what keeps me going.
Wonderful. So, this is what I like, because he's so clear, honest, outspoken, no mumbo jumbo, and that's what we need, because then we can have good conversation. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here and also hit the bell icon to make sure you get notified. To donate, please click this button.